think we're extremely grateful to you for coming and really మా ఇంటిని పావనం చేసినందుకు చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పాలి. I think one of the good things about bhakti is you are not truly immersed in bhakti until you can forget your surroundings, you can forget what people think about you, you can forget about what people say about you. It is a kind of an immersion. So in that sense, you have really given your life experience, and I think that's why they say for the Kali Yuga, the only sure method of obtaining salvation is bhakti. And I think you embody that. Thank you very much for coming on behalf of my wife, Nandita, and each one of us who is present here. We wish to thank you and your excellent accompanying artists. Thank you for coming and thank you for taking the time. We'll move for dinner.
May I take a couple of minutes, if you don't mind? We are all extremely grateful for your presence here and also narrating your experiences. If we all believe in prarabdha karma, you had served for so many times, I mean in the previous lives, you have matured, you are at the edge of becoming completely enlightened. I think your vision of Krishna at such a young age and spontaneous formation of songs or devotional songs was an evidence of that, plus other experiences that you had. Like Annamacharya, people had to go through difficulties before they reach that enlightenment. Second, in the current time and all over the world with all the trauma going on between the people and agitation, which I compare with the surface of the sea, the waves, big waves. Like that, you know, we have waves, brain waves with altered sensation, unpleasant sensation, sorrowful sensation. But when we listen to the songs like you said, sung, we are transcending those waves, going into calm waters, so that when similarly our brains become very calm and quiet and really have peaceful atmosphere. And we cherish your way of singing and your devotion. The other thing I want to say is complete surrender to God is something I think people who are about to be enlightened completely are blessed with that. Determination, discipline, persistence, perseverance, and kindness, and also giving what you can, not necessarily money, just your skills of singing, particularly when people are in the last phase of life. That gives a satisfaction to them, something that they cannot buy, and you cannot put a price on that value of that service. And I want to take one more minute to thank Harish, Consul General. Even though he is Consul General for 8 states and he's covering states more than the governors of state, individual states and senators and House of Representatives. As you said, he's a noble person, very humble. Everything that you said is true with him. So he's with Nandita. And something that is very unique with him, I have seen people, particularly from India, who have occupied higher positions, do not have introspection. Like the king you described, when he saw a poor man doing pottery and then presenting that flowers to the god, he comes down to the earth and so humble. Something that we all can give is the love which he cannot buy. It's our affection, love, that's what love can do, and which is priceless, because something that he cannot buy. So with that, I would
Thank you very much.
take.
Thank you very much for your kind words. But you know, I was yesterday reading in the New York Times a very interesting article about an obituary of Oliver Sacks, a very famous neuroscientist. And what really struck me was he was one of the first people who did a lot of research about the impact of music on the human brain. And he says music is the only thing that even appeals to someone who is suffering from dementia. It has a profound effect on the brain. And so he says that probably music predates language. So in that sense, probably language rode on music into human civilization, and hence it is hardwired into our brain, and hence music is not part of the software, it's part of our hardware.
May I ask,